You have entered the Chronic's rabbit hole. And Nightwish Army and Floor Jansen fans, we're back with the Storytime series. This is number 4, and it is called Traveling Holidays, Kittens, and Tattoos. Please let us know if you have tattoos or not. I have no tattoos. Thumbnail Lady has some tattoos.
I have 3 tattoos.
There you go then. Here we go. Let's see what they get.
I think it's time for a little story. It's definitely story time.
Episode number 4. My name is Floor Jansen, and as you can see, I'm taking you on a little road trip. I'm on my way to the Netherlands from Sweden. Most of you know I live in Sweden, but I am Dutch. And since the pandemic took over, I have not been able to actually meet my friends and family. So it's been a while, and I'm really excited to go and see them. Careful and with all restrictions. I'm glad I can finally see them. It's going to be a very busy week. I'm going to be meeting some other people as well. And who that is, check out this episode. Welcome. I just arrived in Amsterdam after a flight that took only an hour and 10 minutes. Maybe they fly faster in Corona time, I don't know. It's a little bit weird to walk around like this, I have to admit, but I'm glad that it's at least possible to travel again.
Yeah.
And really, really great to be back in the Netherlands. So I'm to collect my luggage and with my dad, and I haven't seen him in many months, and the rest of my family. So I'm very excited.
And here we are, apart from my mom, all in one picture, enjoying life together once again. It was wonderful to be back and meet everybody and also work a little bit on my solo stuff, meeting people behind the scenes more on a business level, but also working with, several songwriters. And you are about to meet one of them, to some of you, perhaps a familiar face.
Oh.
Today I am in the Netherlands. Oh. God!
6 years up too!
In the Netherlands today, working on music. As I told in previous videos that I'm working on new songs, and I don't do that all by myself. So today I'm visiting Joost van den Broek in the Sandlane studios, and Joost and I have been knowing each other for almost 20 years. We realized
he's actually the keyboardist for Arian.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then you'll find out their history together as well. But he is phenomenal, and for me, probably top 2 for my favorite keyboardist right now.
Oh, wow.
Like that high. He's that impressive. And as you see, he doesn't just do keyboards, he does a lot of everything else with music too.
Mm-hmm.
And Joost and I have been knowing each other for almost 20 years, we realized.
Yeah.
Recently.
Well, we're 25 now, so...
Yeah, we just started very, very early.
Started very early.
For those who do not know Joost.
Hello. Well, I played with Floor in After Forever, obviously. And the first thing we did together was the Star One tour from Arian. And
we were so young.
We were very young, although we felt already very mature.
Very mature.
But if the recordings and the footage is against us.
Yeah. True.
And it's really cool that we're here today working on new material for Floor. And we both come from a different style, so it's also exciting to write some fresh new music in various styles actually. And start exploring where to go and what, what could be a direction, what could be a sound, and just trying stuff out. And it's a lot of fun. So yeah.
Yeah, super
Very
cool.
cool.
We've been working together with Revamp as well.
Revamp as well.
You were actively involved, and of course, and that's sort of the last thing that we musically did together. We played together with Arian,
Wow.
Yeah.
and of course, you were way more involved with Arian, also musically and with the production. But, I was there mainly just to sing, but the whole
shine.
and to shine.
She did.
Writing together as we do now, I think it's been it didn't really happen since After Forever.
Yeah, it's true. We worked on some songs together for Revamp.
Yeah.
But the real core songwriting, we didn't do that since After Forever, which at least was 2006 when we wrote the last album.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
So it's like 3 years ago.
3 years ago. At least we feel it's like 3 years ago. No, but it's really cool. I like it when that our path is really coming together again. It's special and it feels good.
Really
Yeah.
cool. I have to tell you guys, because writing music for me it feels like uncharted territory still. Even though I've been doing it throughout my career here and there, the main focus has always been on singing. And starting from scratch for myself was a huge step. And pretty soon in the process, I asked Joost if he wanted to be involved, because I feel confident with Joost.
No kidding.
It's not so easy to just come with an idea that you're insecure about and send it to somebody else.
Yeah.
So when I sent you the first idea, it came with lots of excuses. And Joost, you can really tell me if you think this is really bad. Please focus on singing, and we'll do something else or something like that. And after the sweaty palm moment that I pressed the button, you called me laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to worry.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It's something we can work with, and from there we started with ideas that started with my ideas, and you came and I came back, and we kind of been building on some ideas like that. And today we kind of started from scratch, thinking of like you said, we have a couple of ideas already that start to roll a little bit more, and from there we realized that there was something missing. So today we're gonna write something a little bit more up-tempo.
Yeah, more up-tempo, a little bit of a different vibe.
Yeah,
and
super cool.
Yeah, it's really cool, and it's nice to, of course, you worked online till now.
Yeah.
On the ideas. And,
mainly also because Corona made it impossible for us to meet like we can do.
It's weird hearing it be called Corona.
Yeah.
Because even I only hear it being called COVID all the time, so I always forget what time and what year this actually was when she was doing this. If it was 2020 or if it was 2021, or I'm not quite sure. So please let us know exactly when this was again. That would help me out.
Yeah, and now actually sitting behind the piano and you singing and going back and forth and recording little pieces. That's really cool to do. It's a lot of fun, and it's exciting to hear an idea grow and to react on each other. Oh, this was nice and this was nice, and it's cool.
So let's see what comes out of today's session. In about 5 years, I think I would say it's possible for you to hear it. It's hard because I can imagine some of you think, so when are we going to hear anything? That might take its time because it takes a while for a process to really run its course. And sometimes you need to kind of go from the beginning all the way to the end to know how the real progression is going to be of what you're missing. So that's the process we're in, and that's a lot of behind the scenes. But now you've at least had a little peek behind the scenes, and of course meet Joost. For a lot of you, I can imagine it's again. So
Joost.
Yeah,
cool.
Let's write a little.
Let's write another hit.
Never walk
Oh my god.
adempauze kopen.
Breathing break.
Ah, dat doe je maar in je vrije tijd.
Breathe in your spare time.
Ja.
Nice.
Got this lovely picture of Freya watching and listening to me with a Nightwish concert at home while missing her mom. I couldn't take my husband and daughter with me, unfortunately, this time. So I'm by myself and, well, a lot of work, as I said before, a lot of meetings. It's intense, and as a highly sensitive person, I really need to unwind. And to do this, I prefer to go into nature. Here I am with my former dog, Saartje, who has been living with my parents ever since I immigrated. And the silence of the woods and just the freshness of air is doing good. I told you about being high sensitive, but you might not actually know what that is. I would say Google it, because what I tell is only a fraction, but it doesn't mean that we are people that easily cry or that are too soft to function in the world. I can imagine a lot of you think that, yeah, there are all kinds of things you could think, and you maybe even think that you're that yourself, you know, when you're very sensitive. But high sensitive is still something else than being sensitive or having maybe phases in your life where things are a bit rougher and you seem more sensitive to input, you seem more sensitive to everything in your life. That doesn't mean that you were born high sensitive. So then it's a phase. But when you are a high sensitive person, you actually are born that way. The brain is simply wired that way. It means that your brain is more likely to focus on all the things in your senses, more wired to focus on that sense of smell, sense of hearing. But even, yes, this sense of how the mood in the room is, picking up emotions of other people, or worse, bring them with you. I can walk out of a room and take with me things that are not my own. And when you don't know about that, then it's really tricky. You sometimes feel really weird. And it was magic for me to find out about high sensitivity and what it really means to be high sensitive and what you can do to function well in a world where high sensitive people are often considered too high sensitive to function. That's really not true. The reason I can sing the way I do has to do with the way I can feel and how I perceive the world. So it is absolutely a positive thing. And I've been learning a lot about this through books. There's a Dutch author called Susan Marlette Hart. She's been writing fantastic books. She just released a new one. I've even had the pleasure and possibility to talk with her a few times to set out my personal path. I find it interesting to learn more. And, well, I do function on high levels. I tour the world. I meet people. I'm everywhere. And for me, it's very important to keep my sanity amidst it all. And learning more about high sensitivity has been really, really helpful for me. So, yeah, this day here in the woods, this moment I'm taking is leveling me back out. I'm about to have that exciting meeting. So there we go. Home again. It was a very, very good week in the Netherlands, and that mentioned meeting went really well as well. So there are good things brewing behind the scenes for the solo stuff to come. More about that later. Now it was time for a little holiday, and we had time off here in the area we live, which is a beautiful area that we barely got to discover previously. So that was wonderful, and yeah, good of home stuff like making syrup out of the berries growing in our own garden with great help of Freya. And you also see Emmanuel there. He's the drum tech of Hannes, who's been living with us for a while, who sadly just took off. We'll miss him. It was a great time that we had. And yeah, just being at home and really taking a holiday, not taking upon ourselves little projects here or there. It's almost hard because there's always something to do, but we really, really had a wonderful holiday time. And well, you saw Nala as well getting really, really big, so it was time for her also to get her little babies. We're witnessing Nala's labor. She's giving birth to her third here. Even allowed me to help her a little bit, even though she barely needed it. She did such a great job. She gave birth to 3 first, and rested for a little while, and then 2 more came. So 5 little healthy kittens laying really happy and healthy with their mom. And here we're already 1 week later, where you can see how much they've been growing. So cute.
I love kitties.
All right. For something completely different, we go from cats to tattoos to wolf and dogs. Here we see Marcus Scherling.
Before we get into the tattoos, I just have to say something.
Yeah, of course.
So I know we're close to the end, but when Floor's daughter was sitting in front of the computer with the little crocheted Floor missing her mummy, that really got to me, because that's not something I think a lot of people think about when they think about rock stars and like actors or just people who are famous in general, because we want their attention, we want to go to their concerts, all these things, but like that little girl had a little crochet of her mom.
So she's a
watching
fan
her
and
mom on,
loves her separately.
right? But she loves her separately. But how hard is that too, to have to like separate from your mom and separate from your daughter? Like they both love these things. They're both fans. It's like, yeah, my mom's a rock star. This is the greatest thing ever. But it's also like, when's mom coming home? You know?
Of course.
Because
she
it's
couldn't
a
bring her that
different
time.
job, right? And then also how cool it was for like Floor and her daughter and her family to like be together for that year, but also how different that is. So it's just those multiple levels of what they're going through and like experiencing that together, and now being able to travel again and going and seeing family that she hadn't seen in so long. So it's
and a lot of us experienced that ourselves, and we're in so many bad positions.
And I feel for me, seeing people's lives, because I think over that break with COVID, that year where we were all at home, it gave us a different understanding on what was important. Now as
I think it did. We reflected more.
Yeah, we definitely reflected more, and then seeing like, because we've reflected as people individually and like have also gained like a yearning to see into other people's lives through streaming and videos like this. It gives you a deeper appreciation for the person, like for Floor specifically and for her family. Totally. And then finding out that the drummer of another band had been living with them.
They're
right?
married,
like,
I'm pretty sure.
Well, she said she had someone like her husband, but there was someone else with them.
Very true, very true. Yes.
For a short period of time.
Yeah.
And so like seeing those interactions, it's like more like, oh, like these are just people like me and you, and like experiencing like what Floor said about being and the thing that Floor said about being highly sensitive.
Yes.
I feel like we've all gained a new level of sensitivity within ourselves, even if we're not born being highly sensitive the way Floor has been expressing.
Yes.
But I think having her being with herself being highly sensitive, that experience would have been very different. But we've all gained a new level of empathy.
I think so.
So I just, when you saw me like wipe my eye earlier, I was like, oh.
That's good to know, because I was thinking what was going on. Now you guys got the answer too.
Tattoos to wolf and dogs. Here we see Marcus Scherling from Let's Live Galleries. He's a fantastic tattoo artist and artist in general, not to mention a fantastic friend in person. And he is helping me getting my beautiful tattoo, something I've been longing to have for, well, quite a while, but it sometimes takes a little time to realize what you really want and where and how big, and well, there's so much symbolism behind this that I wanted to get it right. And well, I have a wolf behind my right ear and a dog behind my left ear. Right is the masculine side of the body. It's the wolf that hunts. It's the representation of my career, and the one that wants to go out and see the world, whereas the left side is the dog, the one that seeks comfort and routines, wants to be at home. The opposite, it's on the left side, the feminine side. And so, yeah, if you have it behind your ears, that means your head is in the middle. I see those two as the ones that I need to keep in balance, and so the head in the middle is the one that's supposed to organize it. So hence the placing. And I thought it would be excruciating, but it really wasn't. Marcus is also very gentle in his hands. Fantastic artist, really, because it's tiny. Here, look at that. It just became so beautiful. I'm really, really happy. Thank you, Marcus.
That song sounds good too.
And this was episode 4. Thank you for watching. Also check out my website or web shop. All kinds of cool stuff are happening there. And if you really enjoyed, please do, subscribe. Thank you. See you next time.
What a beautiful woman. How you doing now?
I'm good.
Yeah? You feeling good?
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
The tone change between going from her family to going to the tattoos, I needed to just sneak in there.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of what I had to say, but
of course.
Just to add with that tattoo part, it really shows where Floor's head is at, that she would have that wolf and the dog, and then the placement of her knowing these are her choices, these are what she needs to keep fed. She said in an earlier episode that right now, because she's at home a lot, she's got a big happy fat dog and a starving wolf. She had said that in episode 1.
Big time, yes.
And so seeing that come back, and today with getting those tattoos as that reminder, I've got my family side, I've got my wild side, and it's my head that has to keep it sorted and keep it together.
Totally.
Speaking about reflecting, we all reflected on different things, and that analogy of the dog and the wolf is just so beautiful for Floor.
It's perfect
such
for
an amazing woman.
She really is, and what she does so well, for me at least, is the ability to bring out different emotions at such a high level. So, and it can contrast from crying to headbanging in 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And she's actually a pretty good producer in my mind, and the way that she's doing the series and interviews and everything else she's doing, not just her music and her singing talent, but like she was mentioning with Eusta at the beginning there, she's trying to get onto her production side and get into that a bit more, which it's easy to react, y'all. The hard part for me is then doing the production part and making the video look good and all that. That's the hard part. So maybe for Floor, singing's what she's mastered, but these other things are things she's starting to try to get good at, because she's just that talented and is able to be more than just a singer. She can be, she just has so much to give, and it's really cool to see how she's a family person through and through, and I'm a big family person as well. Sorry, I saw your cheeks quiver.
I was trying not to yawn. I'm sorry. I'm like,
Oh, but anyways, that means we're getting tired, y'all. And thank you guys for being here, Nightwish Army and Floor Jansen fans. If you guys want your own song requested or anything like this, we don't even have to react to just music. We love doing these interviews. We would do anything as long as it doesn't get blocked. We will give it a go. So if you want to get your thing and jump the line, go onto our Patreon account, which is down below, or just throw in a comment. Maybe we will get to it. We have a lot of requests, so we're trying our best. There's so many choices, it's hard to pick. But you guys always try to lead us the best way, and we try to have everyone in consideration. If you guys want to chat with us outside of YouTube, we got our Discord, and a lot of people are chatting there. It's an easy way to talk to both of us. We're both on it, because sometimes it's nice to talk to Thumbnail Lady over me, and vice versa, right? So whatever you want, you can feel it that way. And you guys have been the best. We are exiting out of the rabbit hole now, y'all. Peace and love.
peace and love, everyone. Bye for now.
God bless y'all.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Enter the Chronicness.
A special thanks goes out to all of our wonderful patrons. We appreciate you so much.